Craft time. Rawr. Hey guys, welcome to craft time again for day 2. God is in control. We're going to be making a lion mask. Rawr. To go along with our story about Daniel in the lion's den and how God was in control of that entire situation. So I want you guys to go ahead and get your take-home bags. I'm going to show you the supplies that you're going to need for this craft. So what you're going to need from your take-home bag is 1 paper plate, 3 colored papers. They should be shades of yellow and orange, a piece of tan paper, and a tongue depressor. Now there's going to be some things that you guys will need from home, so we'll need something to attach these with. So we'll need some glue, so you can either use squirty glue, a glue stick, glue dots, whatever you have around the house. You'll need a scissors, and then something to write with, like a crayon or a marker or a pen or a pencil. Any of those things will work. So grab your supplies and let's get started. So first we're going to cut out a circle out of this plate so that we can have just the outside edges for our mask. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and be really careful here. You're going to poke a hole right through the center, like this, and wiggle it around. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to cut through that hole so you get to about that edge right there. And then you'll want to come and turn your scissors that way and start going around the circled edge. So let me hold it this way so you guys can kind of see. Now if you guys need help with this, go ahead and ask a parent or maybe an older sibling to help you. But you'll want to cut this all around the edge so that you only have the outer circle remaining. So this part, you can get rid of it. This part, keep. So after you've cut out your plate, we're going to gather those different colored pieces of paper and we're going to cut them into strips. That's going to be part of the mane for the lion. As you can see on here, we kind of alternated colors around the edges. So we're going to cut the strips going this direction. So go ahead and get your papers and get your scissors and we're going to cut them. You don't have to measure out the strips. They can be all different sizes, but you'll want to cut them into strips so that we can paste them on around the edges. Shall we speed it up? Okay guys, for the next part we got a little unhappy lion cub joining us for the next part, but go ahead and grab your paper plate cutout and those strips of paper that you just cut, and we're going to actually do the next part by gluing those strips onto the paper plate. So I'm going to tilt my screen down so you guys can take a look. So I'm going to start by gluing sections of my paper plate at a time, that way the glue doesn't dry while I'm working. So if you're using glue stick, that's great. If you're using squirty glue, I would just work in small sections. And what I'm going to do is you guys kind of see I have my colors separated, and I'm just going to kind of go in order and make a pattern. So I'm going to start with my dark orange, my darker color yellow, and my lighter yellow next, and kind of work in a pattern that way. So then I'll go back to the orange, and then that middle color. Ooh, they're sticking together. And then this lighter color. And you're going to do that the whole way around the plate. So now I'm going to speed it up for time's sake. Okay guys, so after you have filled in all around the edges with your strips, go ahead and take your extra strips now. We're going to fill in some of these white spaces that you can see from behind. So if you want to get a little fancy, you can actually take one of your strips that is long and you want to cut them right in half like this. And then what we'll do is we'll put some glue right where you can see those white edges, and we'll actually stick one of these here in the front so that it looks like a really thick full mane. Okay, now we're going to set this to the side to dry while we do our next part. Go ahead and grab that tan sheet of paper that you have. We're going to be actually making the ears. So we're going to be drawing a shape that we're going to cut out to make the ears. So it's almost like you're going to make the letter U. So let me do this backwards so you guys can see it. So you're going to make the letter U, and then draw a line that goes across to match that. Draw another letter U, and then do a line to match that. And then if you want to get really fancy and make it look like there's hair in the ears, you can kind of do some lines like this, some little stripes. And if you're really into drawing, you can even add some shading if you want to get a couple different colors of browns and tans. So it's up to you how you want to make them look. So I'm just going to make it look a little hairy on the inside. Okay? And what you're going to do is after you've drawn them, you're going to cut them out around the edges. So I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to cut along that U shape that I made. like that. Let's take this side and cut around this edge. Alright, so here's your ears that we're going to be gluing on. And then if you want an extra challenge, so if you're really into crafting and you want to do something even more challenging, you can kind of make the nose shape of the lion with your extra tan. So what I'm going to do is you would kind of draw a long line down and then make the snout shape right here. Go back up, connect it. Go ahead and cut that out. And then on this part, the rounded part, you can kind of draw the nose of the lion, which is kind of like a T shape. So you want to do a kind of horizontal line like this. And then a line that goes down. So it looks like a kind of a funny looking T shape. Alright, so then you can kind of add that to it if you want to. If you want to add little dots where whiskers would come out, you just add those dots right here. And again, you don't need to do that part. That's just an added little special part if you want to try something different, but you don't have to do this. You can just do the ears. So then go ahead and grab your plate again. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach the ears. Okay, so now that you have your ears, we're going to actually place them on the plate right about here. So go ahead and get your glue stick again, or your squirty glue. And you're going to do them a little bit further apart from each other. So I'm going to put one right about here and one right about here. Make sure they're really stuck on there. And again, if any of the pieces fall off, just glue them back on. And then if you did that added challenge and you did the nose piece, you want to add that right about here. So you can either staple that there, or you can kind of tape it on. Or if your glue is strong enough, you can kind of glue that right here. Alright, then you're going to want to let that dry. Okay, so after your mask has had some time to dry, you're going to take your tongue depressor, and we're going to flip our mask upside down. And let me tell you so you guys can see. I'm going to attach this right at the bottom end of my plate. Now, our plates are a little bit flexible, so it's okay if you have it bend a little bit. That's just kind of how this craft will work. The mask is pretty flexible. So go ahead, you're going to actually tape the tongue depressor. I would take 2 strips of tape to secure it. Duct tape will work too, guys, if you have duct tape at home. And then I'm actually going to flip my mask so that it bends outward. So once your tongue depressor is secured, here's your mask. I'm going to show you one more thing to do to make this look really like a lion, and then you can see your finished product. So I'm going to tilt my screen again. Go ahead and grab a pencil, or maybe a thin tip marker or a colored pencil. You guys can add something fancy to your mask by making this fur kind of curl up. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually fold this edge around your pencil or your marker, and you're going to kind of roll it up and then let go. See how it has this like curved edge? So you can do that to maybe like every 3 colors. You can do it to all of it if you want. I'm just going to do a couple to a different amount of the colors here. So I'm going to roll it up here. I roll it around that pencil or that marker, and it gives it that curled edge so it really looks like it's a mane. So I'm just going to go around the outside edges. Maybe I'll do this color. Roll it up. And there you have it, your lion's mask. Thanks guys for joining us for craft time today. We hope to see you again tomorrow for day 3. Take care you guys, see you later.